Ignore John Bunyan.
Keep it going for Josh O'Neill. It's very funny. Josh was talking about wrestlers, and earlier this year, the wrestler, The Ultimate Warrior, died. And when I read that, I thought it said The Ultimate Warrior, so I called my wife to see if she was okay. My wife and I have been married a long time. We've been married 35 years, and it's different. You know, it's hard to communicate, men and women. It's hard to communicate no matter what the situation. I think after being married a long time, part of it is, you know, you don't have to say anything. You already know the conversation. You can have it all in your head. You don't have to say anything, or maybe you just don't want to talk. That could be it on my part. But what happens at our house is I'll be sitting on the couch watching TV. And my wife is over here on the side, and I know she's there, but I don't want to look, because if I look, then we have a conversation. So I put up a force field, just but she's got a tractor beam that's stronger. It's just, and then I have to look, and then she goes, I just need to talk to you for a minute. Now, I need to talk to you for a minute is not as bad as we need to talk. We need to talk is followed by legal action. You're either going to become married or become single, depending on which side you started on. So, but I need to talk to you for a minute just means you need to listen to me for at least a minute. It's it's not as bad. So I just start watching the TV again while she talks, and then she goes away, and then sometime later, maybe that day, maybe another day, she's back, and I'm. Like force field, and then tractor beam, and so I look at and she goes, "Why didn't you do that thing that I asked you to do?" What thing? You were sitting right here. You watched TV, and I asked you to talk to you for a minute. I said the thing, and you said okay. Oh, yeah. So the thing is, I didn't care, but I lie and I just say, "Oh yeah, I forgot." And I think that's why men and women have communication problems, because men either don't care, or they forget, or they lie, right? One of those. Women don't forget anything. Women remember everything out loud. And they care about every piece of it just as equally, so you can't tell which part is important. But women don't lie. That's what I'm told. They just say something that actually means something different than what it sounds like. That's the problem. And I get mad when my wife does that. I call her on. You can't just say something and then later say, "Well, what I meant was this." It's not right. And she goes, "Well, you're just so literal. You don't always take everything so literally." And it's true. That is my one flaw. I tend to say things that mean to convey the idea that I intend to say. And I know it's wrong. It's not fair. But I do that. So we've been married 35 years, and it's difficult to to keep romance going at that after so many years. But it's at the point we're at the point now where if one of us is standing there, it's late at night. One of us is standing there in our underwear, just going, "Hey, you want a piece of this?" It's just leftover pie. It's probably just. That's what we've got going on. Leftover pie. But my wife was reading. She was trying to figure out, how we can spice things up. So she was reading Cosmo Grandma, and it said, you take some romantic vacations. So we tried that out. Went to some nice places: Cape Cod, San Francisco. It was great. The sex was awesome. Yeah, it was good. We just can't afford to keep taking those separate vacations. So. It's not working out. That's just a joke, though, really. We've been married 35 years, and I have been faithful to my wife the entire time. And there's no need to applaud that, because it's not really. There is no achievement if there's no challenge. It's like I am pitching a no-hitter because the other team didn't show up. Nobody's trying to hit this. Nobody. That's the thing. Yeah. One time I would just like to look out, when I like to say that and look out and see some woman in the audience that's just looking at me like, hey, meet me after the show and I'll take care of that streak. I'll end that single-handedly, you know. Well, not handedly. I would hope not handedly. 35 years deserves at least a blowjob or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys. You guys are great. Thanks very much. Bring back